You should be good now.
Okay. Well, to start off, this is the Sun Puppies. Yay, Sun Puppies!
Sun Puppies!
The map that hopefully all of you can see was posted on Reddit by...
I like it.
By Simply RY.
Thank you.
It was provided from patreon.com, Dungeon Mapster.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Call out to you guys. It's a lovely map.
It's adorable. I really like it.
Yep.
I love
Alright.
dragon.
Oh, yeah, I love the little dragon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, hopefully you guys will actually meet the little dragon, but you might not. He's around. So when last we left the party, you guys had split off in different directions. Ro and Barrett to her homeland, and Sim, Narga, and Spider back to Sherwood. You are a little bit lost at the moment.
We had a detour.
Yeah, you had a detour. Slight detour.
A Chimera-fueled detour.
Yes. How would you like to go about re-finding your path?
We both have a decent sense of direction in this area, particularly, I think you with this being your favorite terrain, me knowing the place. We could try on the carpet if it would give us an advantage to fly higher up and see if we notice, I guess in particular me, any kind of landmarks, certain mountain ranges or something like that that I would recognize. Yeah,
you can certainly try that. As the carpet rises higher above the canopy, probably I imagine you guys peek out first, looking for the chimeras.
Just shoot out like a rocket. No, we'd be stealthy, having encountered several hostile things already.
Okay, so there is a volcano, kind of, I'm trying to remember where exactly you guys are, kind of to the north of you, and this is a well-known volcano from people coming in and out of Sherwood.
Okay.
In that this was the volcano that Sasava and Yasab had defeated a dragon and had rescued a bunch of eggs, both Yanti and dragon eggs that this particular red dragon had kidnapped from other areas around Akira. So that's kind of to your north. You can kind of see a large lake to the west of that, and the mountains that you know that the rest of your party is going to have to be trying to figure out their way how to get through to Sherwood. It's further to the west than that, but you can kind of still see them in the distance.
Okay.
So how about Barrett with advantage? And I will say with an additional +5, would you please give me a survival roll?
Gotcha.
Don't kill us.
With an additional +5?
Yes. So whatever your modifier would normally be, I would normally just give you inspiration. However, you're already going to have advantage, so this seems better.
You don't want to kill us. Yay.
No. If I'm going to do a TPK, I want you all together.
You know what? That's fair.
For it, though.
Yeah. Instead of splitting this up Scooby-Doo style and killing us that way.
All right, so it's pretty easy for you with those landmarks and Ro helping you. You're able to get back on path, headed back to Needy. Now here's it's still going to take you, what did I say, a day or two more?
Yeah, I think so. Because it was the 2 days and then 2 more.
You said it was about a week, and I think we've been flying for 3 or 4.
I think it was 3 days, and so it should only be like a couple more days because you're booking it on the carpet. Ro, as you're flying over, you're going to be kind of flying over the first city of the spokes that you would see. And the central city where I imagine you're trying to get to is going to be a little bit further on. But would you like to describe for anyone kind of what they'd be seeing?
Sorry.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can describe what I'm seeing, actually.
I don't know if I can either.
All I know is it looks adorable.
Oh my god, I want one, please.
We do not need more nerdy plushies, for the love of God.
No, we need the Jagras
There's a
swallowing
fucking
another. Yes, it's adorable.
Sorry, I've been getting I begin to collect all of the Monster Hunter World chibi plushes because they're adorable.
They're adorable. Yeah.
Because reasons.
Sorry to derail.
Nope. So it only takes you a couple more days. You were able to avoid the chimeras earlier.
Yes. So what was it you wanted me to describe or offered for me to?
Is there anything you would like to describe about the city? Because you've described it to me, but
Yeah.
about as they are going over the city, heading towards the central city, where you know that you're going to get the most help in evacuating the two coastal or more coastal cities.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to describe for Barrett or Scott's here?
Yeah, sure. So the basic layout of this whole Connie civilization, which is this, I guess, subrace we can call it, of lizard folk. The layout is kind of based on the initial legends, where there were 4 types of these lizard folk, 4 civilizations, one to each direction, north, south, east, west, and they believed they saw the sun god descend and met at that central location, and that's where Niti was formed, their capital. Those 4 main points are where these external cities are, 1 or 2 of which is coastal, so those are the ones we need to evacuate. But you would see all of the paths, the kind of all roads lead to Rome kind of idea, but a little more grid oriented and less windy. I don't know.
Yep, love it. All right, so heading into the central city, the hub of your nation, which area do you specifically want to go to? Do you want to go to the ruling center?
Yeah. I would be at least familiar with it. I grew up in the southern city, but I would know where to go in Niti itself.
All right. So as you coast through, initially the guards in the area would have kind of aimed up at you until they kind of saw your glorious golden stripe down your back and recognized that you are one of their people.
Yeah.
When you land, there is a contingent of people welcoming, because they were able to sound some horns to make it known that someone was going to be arriving.
And it wasn't an attack.
But it seems that you were expected, not by the horns, but amongst this contingent, there is a rather odd-looking person from the norm in this area.
I would say, like, currently giving a puppet theater to kids going, like describing a battle between 2 monstrous creatures with her tentacles.
Tentacles.
Yeah, go ahead and describe her.
So you would know what a cicalia is. A cicalia is half human, half octopus. Although it actually doesn't make sense anatomically when you consider where that. Anyways, not going into that. Ursula from Little Mermaid.
Yes.
And she is simultaneously giving this puppet show and trying to peddle like this stack of books.
Children's books.
Definitely not children's books. Like she's on one hand like demonstrating this fight like to the parents' kids, but then also they're about this thick. They're 200 pages long, and like these are the visions that I saw while peeking among our heroic, strong men. The men of the North in their
wild tartans, and beautiful colors.
Oh my god.
May I introduce to you?
I nudge nudge Ro. Tell her she's
At which point she
she's
actually
trying to-
notices, like,
Oh, right on time. My visions allowed it.
she's trying to sell the lusty Argonian maid.
Actually, more of the tentacles on the ice that Mist and Full Moon picked up.
A few rarer copies of Tusk Love, too.
Nod politely. You have your mic on. We're working out a system.
All right.
Nod, I guess, politely at her and
which she waves
Address
with a
the-
tentacle.
wave.
Kind of
politely.
like actually beckoning you over. Again, like, not really paying attention to
Yeah.
anything.
Now,
Just
it's
kind of-
odd for you, Ro, I would imagine, because the ruling. I forgot what we called your people. The ruling.
Connie.
Connie, thank you. They seem to be deferring to her.
That would be really interesting to me. I would definitely,
I would also like to say, every time she speaks a word, like, her skin changes color.
Ooh,
Like,
okay.
there's like flashes of splotches.
Yeah.
You would probably actually know, being from a coastal city, Cicalia. So there is no verbal Cicalian language. There is, they know common and they can speak common, but because they're an underwater species,
Yeah.
they actually communicate through their photophores that array throughout their entire skin, which also means she's completely naked. But
Yeah. Okay.
and like, it depends upon your culture. Like, if she does try to mimic the closed culture to not offend anybody, but
No, the Connie are more along the lines of the kind of traditional Polynesian in that way of clothing is there kind of really for visitors when they come and get easily offended.
Yeah.
But there also isn't a lot of sexual dimorphism between the Connie genders. No one really cares.
right.
So
Scaly are kind of the same way, so it's kind of
yeah, it wouldn't be, that part wouldn't be jarring at all. Although it would be surprising to see her here. So I would, say hello to the guards and let them know that, or whatever contingent came to meet us, and just let them know that I have a message to deliver to whoever's available and go to talk to her if she's beckoning me.
Okay.
I'm way too enamored with the puppet show and the Cicalia. I've never seen anything like this, or the light show, and I kind of walk over and get distracted and sit with the children
Your hat.
with my hat.
Don't let the hat eat a kid, please.
No, not at all.
They're so cute.
And Barrett's just awestruck, along with the kids.
I appreciate Barrett. I did tell Barrett that Terry's helping with the hat.
Oh, yes. Terry is helping with the hat.
And I told him.
I am
was when I
quite afraid.
warned him.
Yeah, I will describe upon your next waking some of the changes in the hat.
Okay, good. So
I'm more than excited.
okay. Like, again, like, she is distracting the children because she's also kind of like sub-utterly reading pages of this really, really smutty book she wrote.
I love her.
That's right. She's the author of a lot of the books that Mist has picked up.
That's what I figured. It's like tartan. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Hello, Princess No, sorry.
Hello, Princess Rosho.
Hello. Do I know you?
No, not yet. I'm Pearl.
Nice to meet you, Pearl.
It's nice to meet you as well, Your Highness, Your Majesty. I'm sorry, I'm not exactly the best at titles. You surface dwellers have so very many.
You don't need to worry about it. My name will suffice. Ro is fine.
I was greeted by a vision. Probably 2 weeks' time. I was hoping to inform you that your current endeavors here, the tsunami will not touch this city, fortunately. You might be one of the few cultures truly spared from devastation.
Will the coastal cities be affected at all, or is it just Niti that is safe?
Sherwood will have some rising waters, some flooding. The elderly and the extremely young might have some difficulties, but
But my people will be safe.
your people will be safe. However, your companions have run afoul of some creatures, and it seems they are, despite their attitudes, necessary for the proper course of the universe.
Ro wouldn't have giggled, but I'm sorry, just remembering the flail snails. Hearing that they had encountered an issue, she would be concerned, but considering you aren't saying they're dead, I'll take it that.
I don't think. What day is it? Sometimes I have problems keeping track.
Understandable. I'm to meet with them. I think it was a week's time from now. I don't remember whatever date that was. We're bound to meet with them, and I guess we'll see then if they survive their encounters. Did you come all this way to deliver the message that my people?
It really wasn't an issue. Myself and my brother, Squidward, are one of 40 of us that will survive.
You can't just drop that out of nowhere. Okay.
It is unfortunately our fate. We have never been a populous people.
Is there anything that I can do to help you to repay you for letting me know that my people will be safe?
I've been having some issues with distribution rights. Perhaps you could talk to your censors or public affairs officers. They seem to have some issues with some of my more honest scenes, we'll say it that way.
Ro would kind of glance over at the books and I'm assuming just the covers, because those are always real obvious.
Oh
Guts.
yeah, they're super saucy.
The real classic.
Like, think. Okay, this is horrible. Think hentai anime, but like
Yeah.
from a female perspective. Yeah, just.
Yeah, got
if
it.
you combine hentai with like American romance
The
novel.
Harlequin, yeah.
Yeah. They're bare-chested, but tentacles involved.
Love it.
Lots of hair flowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Tentacles flowing in the wind.
Sheer fabric.
So she'll glance at the covers and kind of keep the sticker to herself. But I'm surprised that there is a censorship issue. Normally that isn't something that's a problem here. But I'll certainly see who I can talk to, because there should never be censorship with distribution, regardless of some people's opinions on different types of literature.
It might more be with the, I don't know what your group calls it. Among the people of the Center Continent, I believe the acronym is PTA. They're worried about corrupting the children, and she's still playing with the puppets in front of the kids.
Yeah, of course.
I don't understand it. Just keep it away from them if you're that worried about a natural human or a natural, like,
Creature.
a natural form of life.
I will certainly see who I can talk to. Absolutely. Do you
Thank
have a
you,
name for
Princess.
these series or something that I can bring up, or will they know if I simply mention Pearl's writings?
Just mention Pearl's writings. They seem to know me pretty well.
At which point she actually notices something and she's like,
And that's the time I take my leave, and she just kind of skitters off.
really slowly because she's a Cicalian
Yeah.
man, and it's just like,
skitters in a sloshy kind of way. I should have asked for a book and an autograph. I never think about that. Oh well. I'll catch her later. Well, Barrett, it seems that our delivering a message was unnecessary, but I would still like to talk to whoever I can to let them know to at least increase awareness in the coastal cities and perhaps move some of the populace that wouldn't be overly affected by transferring until this tsunami issue has been seen to pass.
Whatever we can do to help your people along with Pearl. I'm sure Sim would love these books. And I can already imagine pop-up forums as well.
Okay. All right. You're gonna make it wide. Oh, bless. Okay.
I would like to add a character point out. Pearl is not made up for Becca's game. Pearl has been a long-running character for the past 3 years. Of I keep on dropping her in whenever I don't have anything else to do. I'll drop my diviner smut writing Cicalia.
I love her. I love her. The depths of my heart. So,
I just love that she then exists in all worlds.
Yeah.
All planes.
She does pop up and
Her writings are legendary among the multiverse.
okay.
Along with those amazing puppet shows.
Yes, all the puppet shows.
Yeah. So was there anyone who would be coming to fetch us for a meeting or?
Yes, after a little while, you are greeted by. She's obviously wearing the more ornate clothes of the ruling class. Mm-hmm. She has a great deal of gold going down both sides of her face and down her sides. Mm-hmm. And she welcomes you and asks to know in whatever way she can assist you at this time. She introduces herself as... Oh, crap. I forgot to look up a good name for her. X. We're just going to go with X right now because I have been slightly high from the amount of...
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So her name's currently X.
Got it. To be determined. To be determined.
I'm so terribly sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
But she does ask if there's anything she can do to make your stay better or how she can assist you.
I would just tell her that, I actually wonder if I would have a room here, but probably some visiting or guest quarters would be fine too.
Okay.
Just want to tell her that I've become aware that a large natural disaster will be occurring that could threaten the coastal cities. I've been told by a diviner of unknown reliability that the cities will be safe. I'm inclined to believe her, but for safety's sake, I'd like to increase, I wouldn't say security, but awareness in those cities, not to cause alarm, but perhaps move some of the weaker populace that could benefit from it.
That must have been Pearl that you spoke with. Yes. We can certainly increase awareness in the cities and move some of the more easily injured members into more central areas.
Fantastic.
I need to grab a little bit more wine. She would be the perfect person to talk
I'll
to
get the
about...
wine, Becca.
I was hoping that, Scott, you could actually talk to Shayna for a moment regarding some of the options that might be available regarding her thoughts on Sim.
Side quest.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Sim? You do Jester is here, so he gets to hear all of this conspiracy.
He's gonna just plug your ears. Yeah, that'll work. I don't know. Just it was.
I hear nothing.
It wasn't just specifically Sim, but kind of Faye in general, since this is the direction, and as much as the natural world might be in Rose Corner, the Fae and the Fae Wilds are very much not.
Okay,
So-
so there's a few things, and I don't want to, because I also don't want to direct anything, but
Yeah.
we haven't mentioned it too much to Chester, but like, so the because he really hasn't. Sim is a Fae, which means that while he is allowed to bend the truth and lie through a mission, he can't actually out and out lie.
Correct. Becca and I actually talked about that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, but it's Chester, so that changes exactly nothing at all ever with the way he normally plays games. Which is
He's gonna lie about how he can't lie, therefore lying. Like, it's please.
There's a few other rules that Fae have. They're from the Fae Wild, which we already determined Sim is from.
Right.
That means that. So first of all, like, if you really wanted to just get rid of him for a while, you can find somebody to cast banishment. His home plane is the Fae Wild. Like,
Isn't his whole thing he doesn't want to go back? Like, don't you have responsibility or something there? And I'm assuming Sim's allergic to responsibility based on everything he's done.
I honestly don't know, because I intentionally made sure that I didn't know Sim's back.
Yeah, no.
But however, I'm getting a
assuming.
very strong, like, we might all actually be royalty. We might have all gotten
No, he's some prince or something, and he doesn't want to take over Daddy's kingdom. He wants one last fling.
And
You know,
Narnia
a la
definitely
Sweet 16
is,
style.
And I don't know about,
It's his Rumspringa.
and I don't know about
Yes.
Barrett, and
I
I know Travis's background, and he kind of is. So, like,
We're all royals. Oh my god. And we're gonna be royal. Sorry. Yeah, basically
Barrett definitely
Rumspringa.
isn't, because this hasn't
He'll
actually come
marry-
up
he'll
too
marry
much, because
some
he's the
dwarven
first
princess.
time we really got into dwarves. But dwarves in me and Becca's world are a matriarchy. They're based actually more on the I blanked on their names. They're a sub-Saharan tribe, Tuaregs. They're not technically it's not like men have a political thing, but all land, everything is passed down through women.
Okay.
Because they're also not. There's a whole. They care about genealogy, but at the same time, they also have a very open view of sexuality. So like they don't it's hard to determine the.
Yeah.
It's not matriarchal. It's matrilineal. That's a better way.
Yeah. Because it's the female bloodline, because that's the easiest thing to trace. Alright, that makes sense.
Maybe after being changed into a woman, I could find a way to change back and come
You already are.
back to my people.
You're with your original set.
Oh, I look fabulous, but I'm definitely missing my assets that once were.
And a certain amount of brain matter.
Yeah, that's slowly getting it.
But as for messing with Sim, like, you have a few options. He is a Fae, so he can't lie. He obviously has responsibility outside of his own. Oh, what's going on?
He's somewhat allergic to cold iron.
He would be. So here's the thing. Cold iron. He's a satyr, so yeah, cold iron. But like, you'd have to drag him somewhere that had a lot of iron.
Yeah. Also, here's the thing. I'm not looking to torture him. I'm not. I mean, if I want to banish him, if I want to just have nothing to do with him, I can do that. I can walk away. What it is in general with Faye, Ro would want some measure more of control over the situation.
Oh, okay.
So something
there's-
to like leverage or some
As a
threat
druid,
that
you would actually know this. If you
Not
could
brutal.
get him into a circle of stones, like fairy
Yeah,
circle,
but he knows all this now, and he's gonna be like, I wouldn't do that.
like a fairy or a circle of mushrooms, or like there's certain things that, as long as he gets, you actually would have some power. He also suffers. He is very similar to any outsider. He suffers from the true name thing, and Becca So Sim can't prevent you from learning his true name.
Is that a Fae thing in this universe?
It is a Fae thing, a demon thing, a devil thing, and an angel thing.
Okay.
It is technically actually a human. It's an immortal as well. However, mortals' true names change. Because a true name is an encapsulation of everything in your soul. A Fae, because of the nature of their being, despite the minute chaotic thing, don't actually change that much minute to minute. But like a human's true name would actually change every time they get a significant experience in their life. Technically, a Fae would too, but the amount of what a Fae feels a significant experience is significantly different.
Yeah, it's a different level.
Yeah.
There's a different experience chart for that. All right.
True name is really a way of invoking somebody's soul. You would know that, and as a druid, you're one of the few people that actually have access to that language. You and clerics are the only ones that actually know that, and wizards can, but for the most part, you're the only ones that actually know that language.
Okay. And that's something that would work on other Fae. Does that include things like hags?
Yeah.
Okay, since we encountered them.
In mechanics terms, all it really does is it makes them have disadvantage against saving throws against anything. But for like you can't just like order him to do something, but like it would give him disadvantage on any time you wanted to cast a spell on him or anything you wanted to do that way, or anytime you wanted to like persuade him of anything, he would have disadvantage on an insight check. And what is that squeaking sound?
That's the kitty in the background.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the bell actually. He's looking like, why are you taking my phone from me?
But yeah,
No, I'm so happy.
please
has
note,
a million.
true name is different from full name. Like
Yeah.
I saw that and they're like true name is it requires a specific language to be able to say.
It's also the specific way the creature whose true name is pronounces their name. So
seeing it written wouldn't automatically give that power to someone who read it because they wouldn't necessarily know how to pronounce it.
it would probably be very uncomfortable if you pronounce their name the way you think it is. But it wouldn't give you any sort of extra power over it.
No, so so here's the thing. No, it would. Sorry, if you read it, if you mispronounced it, you'd still be the disadvantage. If you were to get a true name freely given, which is what Becca is talking about, you have full control over them.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Delay my last.
Okay. Does freely given not count, like if I caught the hag in a circle and made them give me their name? Because that's not freely given,
That's
right?
not freely given. A true name freely given.
You really had to clarify, huh?
Well, so what I'm thinking of is kind of like Selkies, or the original idea of them of if you forcefully took their aquatic form, then you had full control, but it didn't have to be freely given. But if it was blah 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 happily ever
It
after.
has to be free. It has to be freely given, and it is. Again, it only ever really comes up with Fae. Like an angel would never do it, a devil would definitely never do it, or a demon would never do it. But
It fits that storytelling more.
The ultimate, and this is actually from a book series, but the ultimate currency for Fae, devils, and angels is a syllable of your true name freely given.
Oh, okay.
See, that's Dresden-esque for you too. That's why Harry always gives out little parts of his name for the I forget the informant that he has.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting that from. Is from the Dresden Files. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's what we're all
It was there, Scott, because Stefan is new into the series.
Yeah.
I'm in the third book now, but yeah, I know about the pizza fairies and all.
yeah.
I love the pizza fairy.
So yeah. So true name.
Like D&D.
True name freely given would if you got his entire one, it would be full control. But if you were able to read it somewhere, which there is, like Rindal had actually a book, had literally a the phone book of true names, which is actually where the hell is that book in Paladins? I can't remember.
Did it explode with the rest of his gear?
You've actually given two different answers on that. At one point, you said everything I had was disintegrated,
Yeah.
but at another point, you said that things were spirited away. So technically, there's two answers floating around on all that stuff.
There's wiggle room for whatever we want.
Yeah. That would
Whatever
not
is
have
convenient.
disappeared. That would probably have been like spirited away somewhere. But oh, and since we're in kind of a lull, Shayna.
Sorry.
So the next game. Sorry, it's like
Okay.
the next game is going to be kind of it is a trial, and it's going to be kind of a clip show. And I realized you and James are going to be really bored.
Oh no, they might be really entertained.
But
I'll finally learn what the hell
And it's
happened.
literally a recap, and because of that, so there's questions going to be asked because it's a trial. So, do you want
Right.
to be Fierna, who is
Yes.
the Archduke and defense
please.
attorney? You can
Yes,
literally
please.
ask any of the characters,
Oh,
and I will
I
give
can-
James has so he can be the prosecutor.
My initial self-training for law school that I never did will come in handy. I love this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, this is so awesome.
You just have to tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 just how awful you want me to be.
She's the
how
Archduke
big-
of the 7th level of hell. Please.
Be
She's
the
there-
biggest loophole-y lawyer. Got
yeah,
it.
But she is Miss Defense Attorney too, so
Right.
beware.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so I'm defending them?
You're defending me.
Oh, okay, then you're fine.
Yeah, you're defending me.
So I'll defend Mist.
Yeah, the Dreamer, because well, we haven't gone into outside of.
We'll get
Chester and
into it in
myself
game. I just wanted to
Alright,
make sure
yeah.
you were comfortable
totally.
taking over a character, and that way you get to actually ask questions of what the like.
The hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Alright.
Basically, the Dreamer hired Fierna. Her.
Again, we'll get into it. We need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Derailed. Just send me a brief later.
So
We'll
many
be good.
derails.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you can get a whole bunch of that information you just got
Yes.
regarding Faye from X.
Okay. We'll pretend that I sat her down. We had a drink, some nice raw meat, something cooked for Barrett probably, and had a chat about this so that he could learn how to deal with Faye as well, since he kind of got us into the situation with the hag anyway.
I only need booze.
Right. X does provide you with guest quarters in the royal suite area. And while you are resting and learning all of this delightful stuff, we're going to skip over to Sim and Narga, who are also somewhat lost in the forest. After having eaten some...
No, wrong one.
Narga is not lost. Narga knows exactly where Narga is. He is chewing on a dryad right now.
Yes, that's exactly what Precious Narga is doing.
Yes.
If anybody doesn't know, Narga thinks flail snails are dryads.
Which no one's correcting yet.
Yeah. Spider had managed to comb some sort of horse-like creature down to be able to help take those 3 flail snails shells back. Spider did notice this horse creature seems to have some tiny little nubs on its head. And not really knowing anything, he just kind of went, huh, and continued about his day, not saying anything to Narga or Sim.
Look, he has nubs like you, Ketchup. Is he your cousin or something?
Sim's gonna literally go forward, kind of poke it a little bit, smell it a little bit, maybe give it a lick and say, "No, I'm pretty sure we're not related."
I too lick people to determine if we're related.
You know, it's something that came up on a whim one day in one of these things where I just lick things apparently, so I'm running with it. I've decided that it's a character trait that I enjoy.
Wait, really? I don't remember that.
Well,
Yes, keep it
Narga
forever,
also
please.
licks things, so he will. Does this thing taste? Is this thing tasty?
This thing definitely tastes kind of like a horse, except with a bit of ozone laid over the fur.
Narga once licked something that tasted like this, and it was not pleasant. He was in a weird world with, like, there were smiley faces, and he licked one of these things. There was a fork stuck in it, and it zapped the shit out of him.
Oh, was Barrett? You licked Barrett?
I did
He
not,
only tried once.
I did not lick dwarf. The dwarf tastes
Just
not
like
taste
that.
like ozone. Dwarf tastes kind of rustic, slightly earthy, kind of. Have you ever had a really good wine? Tastes
They
kind
taste
of
like-
opposite of that.
Somewhat like horse.
Anyways, aren't we supposed to go meet Lizard Lady in place that sounds like frogs mating?
Oh, is that what we were doing? I thought we were looking for dryads.
I found Dryad. You want peace?
No, that was the last thing I remembered we had a plan for.
It's been like
After you derailed the initial plan.
Do you remember where we were supposed to meet her? I mean, we could find frogs. I know how to find frogs.
we were supposed to go back to the beginning. We met Rosho back here, so that is the beginning.
Back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning.
Okay. That way. And then Sim just randomly picks a direction, starts walking.
Narga follows.
Okay, so I am still a little fuzzy from the medication. Scott, would you play Spider?
Sure. I'm not sure that's the way. And no, I can't do Travis's voice. But 13 for the survival check.
All right, you're reasonably sure that Sim is going a little bit too far north. With the last survival rolls you made it before the end of last game, though, you're still losing about a day of travel. Pretty lost in the forest. Definitely lost.
Definitely lost.
I will roll for Narga.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely lost. I think
We're not lost. We're exactly where we're meant to be. Just go with the flow.
there's definitely a whistling from Narga at this point. Like, I don't know exactly how gnolls whistle. But it is unnerving, and I would do it, except that I can't whistle, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
Ow! That was definitely it.
No.
Yeah, no. No,
You know,
for
I'm
everyone.
almost glad that I can only have here right now.
I'm already losing my hearing. Thank you.
Sim,
Yes.
I would say during this random wandering in the forest, you do catch sight of a rather interesting creature in that it's been a while since you've seen one, or maybe you haven't seen one. As night falls, you see him panting in the moonlight, wisps of steam rising from its muzzle. It's a black hound.
Ooh, Narga, look!
Oh, it's my cousin.
It's my cousin. I
Sim.
must go visit my cousin.
You haven't licked it yet. How do you know?
Prior to that, Sim, would you give me a
family
history
resemblance.
check?
Hey, what check? Sorry.
History check. This is something that you might know, but you might not.
You think Sim paid attention in history class. You're precious.
Exactly.
I'm wondering
9.
what a
No, you're not familiar with this
Okay,
creature.
Narga identify this thing. I feel like he might be infernal. Is there any way, like, he has a chance?
There's always a chance.
Remember, this is -2. So 15. Wow.
Oh, Narga, you actually just barely made the DC. You know, this is a hound of the night. This is a Fey bloodhound. This is used by the Shadow Fey to hunt down prey or quarry.
Hey, Sim, it is Doggy. It is Doggo, actually. I'm gonna go with it. It is Doggo. I think it is. I think it might be looking for you. I think it is. Maybe you like Fido. Maybe Fido is your Doggo.
Maybe, but you should say hi to your cousin first. You know, family.
I thought it was a hellhound. It is not a hellhound. It is a hound of the night, which sounds very similar, actually. Maybe we should decide to make a thing has spine that I can't rip out and pages that you flip.
A book.
Yes, maybe we should make books that I cannot read, but other people can read and be able to identify the difference between hellhound and hound of the night.
And we can get its hair and smash it in the pages.
Yes, this is a good. Do you think they are tasty?
And Sim's very excited, gesturing like this to turn on. Puppy, come here, eat with us. And he's trying to signal the dark hound to come have food with us.
It is much more interested in Spider for some reason than either of you. It is focusing on him.
Spider, do you know this doggo?
Spider, do you have something to tell Narga?
Now, having noticed that you have noticed it, it is going to dimension door.
Yes.
Away.
Away. Oh. And then I'm gonna look at Spider and backhand him on the shoulder
It
and be
is
like,
definitely not within 500 feet of us. Narga's just gonna keep on walking. Or actually, it's night, right? So he's gonna go ahead and set up camp.
Okay.
That's fair.
So you guys set up camp.
Yeah.
What sort of watch rotation do you put up, if any?
What do we need to watch for?
Narga will take first watch. Spider will take second watch. None of us trust him to stand watch. And even Narga is not dumb enough to trust him to stand watch.
Sim will sleep through any watch he is assigned.
All right.
I'm gonna get more wine because it was way better to play Narga drunk.
Okay.
We definitely need to buy some more wine.
Yeah, Scott.
You just have a bunch of rum. Got plenty of rum.
Yeah, but you're getting up.
I could have another beer.
Well, then I said rum, and you're like, okay.
All right. So, thankfully, because I really want Spider to have to deal with this thing, I rolled low. So it does not interact with the group later that night. I love that Narga didn't tell him anything. Okay.
It's definitely not 500 yards.
It's definitely not within 500 feet of us. Okay. Oh, I'm dying. Back to Ro and Barrett. Upon waking the following morning after your very luxurious quarters in Needy, there is a full breakfast prepared for you.
Nice.
The hat on Barrett's head, the tips of the feathers now seem to have little bone protrusions to them.
It's legit gonna eat your head.
It's legit gonna give me a lobotomy. Yeah.
So, provided Sim somehow notices this miraculously with his perception, he is going to express the exact same level of interest he had the day before, completely forgetting that he saw these things the day before. Be like, look at these! And he'll poke it and sniff it and lick it.
We're nowhere near you, but okay.
Oh, I thought you were talking about our horse knobs. I'm sorry.
Oh, nope. Talking about the mimic hat.
The mimic hat, yeah.
Redacted.
Okay.
We now go back to Sim.
Who is having this crazy fever dream
Yeah.
about licking the teeth on a hat.
Narga's like, is there something weird about Barrett's hat?
I really like the idea that we all have these strange, vague dreams of each other getting up to weird shit. I really like that. We need to keep this if we keep splitting up the party.
I agree. We're going to keep this up. So, Sim,
right.
you had the weird dream that Barrett's hat had little bony protrusions on each end of the feathers. And Narga, you're suspicious of the hat, apparently.
It smells funny. It smells oddly of food. And Narga has never really enjoyed leather. I mean, it's
It's like, old food.
Yeah, it's old food. It's skin. It is like the stuff that you like crap out at the end
Too
of
chewy.
everything. Yeah.
All those preservatives.
Sim puts like a companionable arm around Narga's shoulders. Yes. It doesn't taste anywhere near as good as Dryad's, does it?
Dryads. Can we have some more?
Oh, every chance I get, my friend.
All those preservatives in the leather are bad for you anyway.
Except okay, this is derailing, but a dryad would actually have the same taste as an actual leather because like oak is how you actually preserve leather because tannins.
Yep. But you didn't actually eat a dryad anyway.
Anyhow, so Barrett, you wake up. Your hat is slightly fuller than it was the evening before. The remnants of yours and Rose's evening meal, is completely gone, though the plates are still there. And your hat has tiny, almost bony protrusions on each end of its feathers.
I try to pet him like, oh, who's a growing boy? Looking prettier every day.
You can go ahead and do an animal handling check. And I will also say, because it hadn't come up before, there is a monster tamer version of Ranger, correct?
That is a Matt Colville version, but yes, there is. But you actually have to feed this. I will say, out of character, you should probably start thinking about feeding this mimic other than your own brain.
He feeds it bits of rations.
Yeah, I've been feeding it bits of rations, but kind of might want to grab some meat.
Yeah.
I'm standing nearby as backup.
But anyhow, if you look up the monster tamer Ranger and you're interested in shifting over to that, we can shift completely over to that if you want.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I'll definitely look that up.
Okay. All right, I am going to take note of that. And
The dwarf Pokemon trainer.
I am eating.
Oh my god, yes, please. You'll be playing my wish fulfillment character.
It's gonna be Monster Rancher all over again.
Just writing a note real quick. Don't mind me.
No worries.
I think it was. Give me 1 second.
All right, so Ro and Barrett, you do have the option to pick up anything that you want to in Needy before you start heading back to Cherwood.
I mean, restock on supplies like food and maybe if there's anything medical, potions, bandages, whatever I can pick up that way. But all of the cheats that I was looking for with Fae are all just knowledge and ability rather than, here's this, like they have the circle stones, the seeing stones that when you look through them, you can see Fae dimensions and stuff. I didn't know if that would be a thing or not.
It's totally a thing.
Okay, sorry. I probably should have That was more along the lines of what I was asking, like mechanics too, because I needed to know that, but that was the other part of the question.
All right. So in that case,
Stuff like that.
you go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna try to, knowing that the hat has gorged itself on literally all the food in sight. I'm gonna try to look for more, but being enamored with Pearl's books, I also want to try to find a vendor that may be selling her wares to bring back to Sim as a souvenir.
Okay. So if you ask X before you leave, she can direct you to a particular purveyor of items that does sell Pearl's books, also tends to sell some pretty sketchy magical items.
All right.
Potions and medical kits.
Sounds like my jam. Well,
Convenient.
convenient. I love it.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, we'll go there.
All right. X will even escort you the entire way because this particular vendor, it's kind of a mobile shop and tends to be in darker alleyways for some reason.
Super not sketch or seedy then is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, so X will, as she's walking through, ask a few people, have you seen or did you pick a name?
For
So as they are asking people, have you seen them? And X slowly gets narrowed down to an alleyway. Points you down the alleyway.
It is actually appropriate too.
Yep. And so X will point down the alleyway that she eventually manages to find and say, they are down that way. She stands at the end of the alleyway. She's not entering for some reason.
I mean, I'll just go on ahead and enter.
I will say before we start this encounter,
Okay.
Chester, because of what this is, if there is something you want to add, you and Scott can work together on this.
No, I would say if they're encountering this, Narga actually, in the weird psychic link that all of them seem to share, would have freaked out in the middle of the night, going, they're about to encounter something horrible. Or they're about to encounter something horrible. I've seen it, Sim. Please don't let them die.
Sim just looks tired because I don't know what we're talking about yet.
He hasn't had his morning drugs to wake up yet. Come on.
But
Go
Chester,
back to sleep,
as a
puppy.
player, if you want to interject something
Okay.
with this NPC,
If Stefan and Shayna can actually mute me for a second so only Chester can hear, I will actually...
Yeah, sure. Hold up.
1
Do
second.
you know how to mute? Yeah, there we go. All the way.
You're good.
Okay. So they're about to encounter a colony of cranium rats.
Shit, hold on. We gotta mute Becca too. I can hear you in the background. I don't know if you can, but I could.
I did.
You can't?
Good.
Okay.
No, I'm good. Yeah, we're good.
Here,
I'm
I
good.
can-
Continue.
I can
Sorry.
mute-
Okay, so Chester, they're about to encounter a colony of cranium rats. Do you know what that is?
I do.
And they're potion selling, and So how do you want to deal with you? I'm gonna play them because this is again one of my weird ass characters that I decided because I sometimes get bored. So what do you want to do with, like? I'm a little confused to what Becca is saying too. Does Becca want an item that they might sell or that? You're muted, Becca.
It can be however you two want to actually play this. It could be Chester messaging you saying, "Hey, this item might work," or
Actually,
have
this would be really fun if Chester. So it is a hive mind, and I will be playing most of it. But if you want to be a dissenting group
Sure.
of the cranium rats, and like, if you played Warcraft, where the ogres, where they're constantly fighting.
Oh yeah, that would be fun too, because they are a hive mind.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
And that's why I thought that this would actually be a great episode to do this with the party being split and kind of wanting to get people that are here involved. So,
Okay. We'll put in text that everyone can.
Okay, so.
Okay, you can be heard again.
Okay.
Yes.
hey,
Yay.
Do. All right. So what's up? We enter the alley.
you enter the alley. It is a dark alley. There is a figure at the end. It's cloaked. Cloak is very heavily pulled forward, sleeves all the way down its hands.
How can Mistress Anna serve you?
Sorry, I didn't catch the name with the filter. Mistress what?
Mistress Anna.
Anna. We are looking for a variety of things and have been led here, so I'm hoping you have them.
Mistress Anna carries a variety of things. You must be more specific.
And nicer.
Is that a second voice or is that the same voice?
It is both the same voice and a different voice.
Oh god. All right.
We are talking to customers.
Are they customers? I haven't seen coin.
I knew it as soon as okay. As soon as Chester's involved, I'm like, all right, I know exactly what tone this is taking from game one. Okay, anyway. I'm looking for specific items that could benefit me when I'm dealing with Fae. In particular, I'm looking for, and I would use whatever the proper terminology is for this stone, the seeing stone. I don't know what it would be called in this universe.
A lodestone. It is worth 40 gold pieces.
What
Okay.
about high heels and a low-cut dress? The Fae like that.
At which point the upper half punches the lower half.
I like the upper half better already. I hand over 40 gold, and I'll take the lodestone.
I'm gonna try to talk to the lower half because it seems to know that over where the book would be that I'm trying to find for Sim.
I like this one. His face is at the right height.
But does he have gold?
I haven't seen any. I told you they weren't customers.
I already paid you. Calm your tits. I don't know if you have any.
Nothing.
Yeah, I handed that one.
I'm gonna flash some gold coin and flick it with my thumb towards.
Technically, when they grab the gold coin, he just Mistress Anna just poured gold down the collar of her cloak. But it didn't clank or anything. It just seemed to absorb, and then her body would have shifted around in a weird amorphous fashion.
I dig it. I'm good with this. Would they have the book or books that Barrett is looking for?
I have many books. What book are you looking for? I have the color of purple tentacles. I have
Oh, the sound of music.
who
Horrible.
enjoys the sucker cups.
Oh, give him the sound of music.
The
It's
raven
horrible.
and the tree. That was a little less saucy, kind of out of the range of the offer, but so good. It involves this rogue paladin, raven queen person, and his love of a druid, and his love of his sister, and his slightly psychotic brother-in-law gunslinger and a really horny bard. But
It's always the bard. It's always the
You
bard.
sold me at horny bard.
At the end of it.
Yes.
Tell him we throw in the
Exactly.
Sound of Music for free. I don't like this one.
which one don't you like? I mean, we are definitely one person. Please ignore my belly.
But I'm hungry.
I told you shut up.
I will bite you if you do that again.
You cannot bite me without biting yourself.
Worth it.
Excuse me. From the sound of it, Barrett was interested in several of the books, or
I have the full collection. Great deal. It is only $19.95 per month. We send you a new copy every quarter.
Plus shipping. Shipping not included.
Shipping is included.
No shipping.
Do it. If you don't, I will.
I know. I need the trilogy. I
You're
need
going
to
to
know
break
what happens.
You're going to break it.
There is currently 17 books, one coming out every 3 months.
That's what a trilogy means.
Yes. I'll take them all. I'd like to
Stack of
pay it. I'd like to
books,
pay
just
up front. Yes.
Like a Encyclopedia Britannica of smut just like lays in your lap. I think we just killed Becca.
I'll be back up.
She's dead.
No, come back.
So, sorry.
Barrett needs-
Oh, I'm good unless they know where I can find more puppet shows.
Puppet shows.
Would you like anything like actually useful, perhaps? Like potions that might heal your comrades, or
If you know how to tame this hat, or know what the fuck it is.
What the fuck it is? What? It's a hat.
it's alive belly. I don't know how to tame it. Well, maybe I know how to tame it. Perhaps the gods can tell me. Does Mistress Anna know how to tame this hat?
If not, we could eat it.
Sure. Possibly, if you make a religion roll.
Something to like help keep.
Mistress Anna is not very D20. She sells books and potions. It's like she might have a tome of mimicry.
Would-
Yes. I would say not a tome of mimic taming. You potentially have a tome of monster or monstrosity taming.
I have a book. It is a very good book. It is worth essentially much more than your book club membership. Very rare. Very rare. I don't know if I want to keep. I don't know if I want to give it to you. You have been very rude. You keep on talking to my belly.
Author is Selassie.
To be fair, your belly is talking to us an awful lot.
Hey, nobody asked you for your opinion.
Just want to make sure you
Only
haven't heard that.
addressing you.
We're talking to the short one. He's prettier.
I mean, fair. Fabulous. And I'm a Komodo dragon.
I'm gonna talk to what I appear or think is the head. The top. Top part, yes. About how much more would you be willing to bundle with this subscription?
Yeah, whatever. We have a name.
My apologies.
What do you think?
Mistress.
It's not like I said your torso's more prettier than your face.
It is true. This one isn't. No.
Mistress, where are my manners?
I don't know.
That's a very good question. Where are
Price is going
Why not? We say 300 gold.
I say we bite him.
Can I interject in any way and try to diplomatically smooth this over?
You can certainly try.
Okay. Do you want to mute? There you go. Pardon me, mistress. My friend is not exactly known for his words. We're just looking for quite a few supplies. I know that things like, or rather we were told you would have things like medical supplies, potions, things like that. If perhaps...
You need medical supplies and potions. Your friend just needs to understand Mistress Anna is very sensitive about her torso. She knows that it is slightly more engorged than it was in her youth. And maybe...
Are you calling us fat? Are you calling us fat again?
I believe that mistress...
We are just fermented, I guess. I don't know.
I'm sure that mistress is as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than she ever was.
Thank you. It's sometimes really nice to hear. Stupid belly.
Sometimes it's very difficult when you catch yourself arguing with yourself and believing different things. Coming to that balance is important, but know that you're stunning.
You're crazy.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I think she's calling us schizophrenic.
No, actually, it's very common to have differing opinions within yourself.
Oh, see? Now she's just making it justified that we're schizophrenic.
I don't think you understand what schizophrenic means, but we can move on from this. If my friend should apologize for his callous comments.
But okay.
Barrett's gonna get excited and ask, Mistress, are you the one that Pearl writes about in her books? She's so gorgeous.
I know. Unfortunately, as much as I enjoy Madame Pearl's writings, or we enjoy Madame Pearl's writings, she has issues with rats with brains exposed.
Why is he laughing?
I don't know. What?
Nervous.
I'm being serious.
I would say at this point, one of the rats that compiles this figure pops out, and there's literally like it's a rat with a brain exposed by a glass dome, and then pokes back in. Same size as a normal rat, only this big.
I don't. God.
He's laughing. Let's go back to talking to the rude lady. At least she didn't laugh at us.
Yeah. Being all like laughing at. We obviously have issues. You cannot expect somebody with an exposed brain to be perfectly sane.
Ro decides not to comment on any of that. Because it's irrelevant what she says, you are made of easily offend. So instead, she will focus on solely transactions, whatever potions of healing, medical kits, rations and supplies, hoping that buying all this other stuff will loosen them up to a degree.
Kind of figure out what's going on. She has 4 potions of healing in this book, which she will sell for 250 gold.
Okay, the 250 gold, I don't know if Barrett over here has that kind of cash muns. How you doing over there?
I am too damn poor. Especially after that subscription.
Potions, but each one she will sell for 40 gold. Becca can determine the persuasion check to lower that.
You could also try to persuade, I don't know, for negotiations of possible other trade routes for them.
That's what I was thinking. Either offering to, trade or barter somehow.
The belly offers a layaway plan.
That's cool. Thanks, Belly. The dwarf might take you up on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
What would be a trade? I mean, I am technically a jeweler and royalty here, so it's not like I don't have the wealth. Oh, can we trade Sim? Holy shit! Do you want a satyr? You can have him. Take him. As long as we never see you again.
So, considering the fact
Drugs included.
I was gonna say, drugs and sex addiction included. Part of the package. Sorry, continue.
considering that Chester brought this up, I will allow that to be part of the negotiation.
No! Yeah, but then I have to, like, deliver him somehow. And it's Sim, and it's Chester, so...
Or you might be having to bring the cranium rats with you.
I mean, that's fair, too. What would they want with Sim? Is there a way to ask that without them getting all uppity in themselves?
We're about to find out.
Okay. If they wanted Sim, Ro wouldn't, like, sell him into slavery. It'd be a what for?
I love you, Chester. Yeah. Oh, there's so many things that they might want.
They might want him for?
Yeah.
He is a delicious specimen of amazingness.
Oh my god, that's a list of adjectives.
Possibly mind controlling him to get direct path to the Feywild.
If you train Sim away in some fashion that he's gone, my next character is going to be so dour and morbid.
Oh no! I don't want that. I don't have anything against Sim. It's just this verbal debating that literally never goes anywhere.
No, not at all.
It just stalls things for new players.
Hear some of my stuff in your... Good, because that's what I'm having right now.
Oh, he can't
All right, so the
stand.
conversation right now is Ro temporarily, like,
Nice. I need to get that one.
It was my Christmas present from my sister. But his tail keeps him from standing properly.
Weird.
Bummer.
What, he's not standing up?
No, the tail pushes him forward a little bit.
What?
Oh, he's fine. Yeah, see? Kind of at an angle. It's fine.
Okay,
Anyway.
I need to catch up with... You're offering Sim for trade?
Sim technically offered himself. I want to point that out.
Sim's not there. I was just being evil genius friend.
Evil
Sim's
genius
sexual
friend.
favors.
so this was Chester being, awesome Chester, and pointing out that Sim might be an awesome game piece for this.
Describe this Sim person and perhaps a deal can be struck.
Sim satyr, about yay high, the horns. As we've seen, great with an instrument, so great with a weapon. Pardon?
Does he have access to the kingdoms of the Feywild? We do not actually have much of a, shall we say, sexual proclivity, but we are all about expanding our market penetration, as it were.
Okay, so
Innuendo.
I do appreciate it regardless. So the orgy aspect maybe not quite on the radar, but I do know he has access to the Feywilds, yes. Seemed a bit reluctant about it, but that is where he came from.
Oh, reluctance is something that we can handle quite well.
How sinister is that tone real quick? Is there an insight check or something?
Yeah, you can do an insight check.
Okay. As I'm looking out for Sim, I don't want him.
Mistress.
Whoa! I don't notice shit.
I don't even know if I need you to roll a deception or persuasion.
No, I just think that
because they're not great. This is a straight roll, so.
No.
Yeah, no, I think that you're just being real sweet and want to have a chat with him about business.
Has nothing to do with a DC 19 dominate roll, but intelligence, by the way, not wisdom.
To be fair, I also specifically said I didn't want to banish Sim. I was asking about other Fae. Not everything's about Sim.
Well, no, you're dealing with a lot of other Fae right now.
Yeah. So,
Famous,
well,
not fake. Cranium rats are amongst trusty. Technically, Barrett,
Oh,
if he
no,
got this book, can actually fame them.
I was about to say, I'm like, I kind of thinking about animal handling.
Time out. Not
Yeah.
talking about the cranium rats. Actually, talking about the other fae you guys have on the table.
yeah, the tons of them that we're dealing with that I'm trying to find some way around that's not working.
Yes, if you can offer us access to the Feywild, we are very interested in penetrating new markets, as it were. And, yes.
With that specific wording of offering access to the Feywilds, I agree. Shake on it?
Shaking is kind of difficult. We don't have any wrists that are small enough to access fingers. I mean, we could use our babies, but I feel like that's kind of horrible.
Tiny little paw.
The foot starts
Teeny
going
little paw. Okay.
like, going like this. He's like, I'll do it. Let me do it. I'll shake her.
Okay.
All right, so I take the tiny paw and just go like this and shake. That's the equivalent of a shake. All right, how should we do this? Or do you want to?
offer you this? And she brings.
Sorry. She brings out a stone, puts it in your pocket.
Free of charge, of course.
And it's just a sanding stone. It's linked to another one.
Ah, okay, perfect. And this was. I just want to make sure.
Great magics. Just let me know when he is primed for.
I was gonna say Sim is ready to go.
Full time.
And we will make sure we are in our best attire.
You're not gonna make me wear those heels again, are you?
No, that was horrible for all of us.
All right, so this was a lodestone, 4 minor potions of healing. I'm just making sure I have everything listed. You've got your book.
I got my book.
I'm good.
And
I got
apparently, are
medical
part of the book
supplies.
club now.
Yeah,
Yes.
every month we get more smut. We're good. Well, I should say he gets.
Technically, it
I did.
actually. She would have actually given you a bag of holding that does not do it. You can't put things in, but it literally, like, every month it makes a bing sound and you pull a book out of it.
Is ready.
Oh my god, the future of Amazon. I love it. Yes.
Barrett,
Essentially,
please
it's the
put that on
bag
your
of
list.
Kindle. I'm gonna go with the trademark.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the bag of Kindle.
Bag of Kindle.
Yeah, please put that on your list. It is not an attunement item. It is a bag of Kindle.
Okay.
If you get more book subscriptions, you will have more pings throughout the month.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so we've got the supplies, potions, books, lodestone. Since we now have something of a rapport, I'll ask if they would have anything else that might help me deal with Fae in general. Seeing through their trickery, perhaps, even though they can't outright lie.
I have a celestial phone book that randomly appeared around 4 days ago in the back of my wagon. However, I don't think you can afford it.
Another favor, perhaps?
You would have to be a big favor. Big favor. I mean, we're talking like access to every place. Not even like Astral Sea. I can send a few of my folks to go. We actually had a spelljammer come in a few days ago. I sent a few of them up there, and it was like great. We now have access to Eberron and Ravnica. And like, it's awesome. You'd have to give me like access to all of the planes.
So we all do realize he's talking about the astral scythe, right?
Yeah. Well, if I ever have something like that for you, I'll
Mrs.
find
Anna
you.
identifies as a female. It is she, not he.
Terribly sorry. She has infested the astral site.
Yes. If I ever come across something that I think would allow you to do that, I'll be in touch then.
Please do. I actually don't like having this thing on hand. It makes Mistress Anna a target.
Also makes our skin crawl.
Hey, you
Maybe
really
get the
don't
target off her.
understand negotiation tactics, do you?
Get the target off her. You totally have an in. They have failed. They have failed their persuasion.
All right.
No,
There you go.
I'm sorry. They kind of got some things that maybe if you push a little harder, maybe you could get that.
I'm honestly just playing the character Rebecca. I have no idea what she is.
with my book
You
with
just
my
have
book
to,
of Kindle, can I subscribe to any more other books, such as maybe something that would help me tame more animals or more fae,
Tame?
or sorry, soothe.
Good.
Yeah,
No, tame.
yeah.
with the book in question.
Or with my now book of Kindle subscription.
Well, from what I understand, unless I missed something, the book of Kindle subscription is specifically for Pearl.
Right now, it's only, but if he finds other booksellers, then yes, you could possibly get other subscription. I would say this is early Kindle, not now Kindle. Yeah, it's really useful, but the UI kind of blows. So you're gonna have to get into a Wi-Fi zone, and you're gonna have to
No hotspot. Yeah.
yeah.
What is the Monster Chronicler in the D&D actual books? Whose name-
Volo?
Volo. If you can find
I
Volo,
would actually say that Volo would probably be a standard every time you open it, you probably get an ad for Volo's Guide to Monsters in there.
all right. So I will say, because this has been so fucking awesome, if you subscribe to Volo's Guides to Monsters, you are going to getting random updates of random monsters throughout the month.
Overly excited. How much?
Please know, Volo is a Faerun character, so you're gonna get monsters from Faerun. Not
Not from Suabos. But still, you're going to be getting
very similar, but there's gonna be things that are wrong, like Yuan-Ti in Faerun are all evil, all worship Dendar. That is actually very wrong in Suabos. Only 25% worship Dendar. The other 75 worship the Coatl and are actually very good creatures.
Or at least neutral.
Yeah.
Most of them are probably neutral. Mm-hmm. Like most creatures, actually.
But you will get their stats.
Yeah.
Oh, this is total fanfic. He's
You'll
all
get
about
their
it.
weaknesses, you'll get their resistances type thing.
You
And
learn how to tame them.
Yeah.
I'm game.
All right. What is the subscription for that?
I don't know, a gold a month. He's not greedy. I will say it also, because it's funny, and as long as Becca's okay with this, I will say you will learn the ball of capturing. Magic item construction.
Yes. Becca.
I am perfectly fine with that.
I mean,
but
Becca will construct that magic item together.
it is going to take at least a month to construct a ball of capturing, and there's going to be some specific components required for it, which I am going to have to figure out.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna pull out a coin and slowly hand it to Mistress, just to see his little paw come out again. Her paw. My apologies.
It's not my game. I really want to be like, choose your 3. Like, if you want the fire type, the girls. It's not my game.
yeah, no, I'm not going with that because honestly, I don't follow Pokemon at all. I mean, I watched the show a little bit, but I got
It was just my entire
No,
child.
it's a mimic. You're gonna go. Let's go, Eevee. We got it. We got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's what you mean. We're gonna get into that probably. Well, actually, we still have 20 minutes. We could possibly get into that.
I'll work with you on creating the item.
Oh, God.
It is a long-running D&D
More info.
footage of the Pokemon game, but like.
I love it.
Yeah,
Puppies is such
you both muted your.
Rude. Puppies is a great counter for regular Paladins and Pajamas.
Oh,
yes.
it's gonna get worse. Once you guys actually complete my Paladins game, I'm going to be
Yep.
so mean. It is going to be ridiculous.
I'll take it. Just don't get attached to anybody. Got it.
Yeah.
No, like literally there's going to be a mechanic for having you guys have followers so that like when your character dies, you have a character that will just slot
Oh,
right in.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
you were
if.
doing-
When.
When? Yeah, got it. Start building my army.
Yeah, my
They're making
background.
Intelligence a way more important stat, 5e.
Intelligence?
Intelligence, because your intelligence modifier will be how many people you can command at one time.
That changes my thoughts. Okay, different character
I thought we were
ideas.
going with charisma.
When we start out, in order to get everyone used to it, I will say your charisma modifier or your intelligence modifier, whatever is higher. However, the moment you have to take on a second character, the amount that you can command, you can keep an amount equal to your charisma modifier in like reserve in addition to your intelligence modifier, but the ones that actually grow with you because they're the ones that you're commanding.
Right, that'd be intelligence.
Yeah, it'd be intelligence.
Okay. Well, anyway. Fifth.
All right.
email.
So apparently, I have homework in that I have to create with Scott this
Ball of capture.
ball of capture.
It's red and white with a button on the front, and it goes.
Please. Please capture Sim and give him like stats like he uses orgy and
not a monstrosity.
sound effects and
I will
pyrotechnics.
say this only works on monstrosities.
If I capture
I'm gonna
Mistress
tell you
with
this
it,
right now. It only works on monstrosities.
Is Naga a monstrosity?
No.
How dare you?
Narga is a humanoid, and Sim is a fey humanoid. I will say, however, that any Monster Hunter World creatures that Becca introduces are monstrosities.
Oh, they totally are.
Yes. Those little electric cloud ones.
You're adorable.
What? Okay. No, not spider
no.
either.
No, spider is not. So
could totally try to capture a brain rat. Right?
all right, to make sure I'm on the same page as everyone regarding the Celestial Name Book, which is like the opposite.
The Celestial Phone Book. Yes.
What was the status regarding negotiating for that, or were we just like?
It is way too expensive for them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
there's no way. It is a legendary item. It is literally worth 50,000 gold.
The only
Yeah.
way they'd be able to afford it is if they had a spell jammer that had coordinates to enough places, right?
Correct. Or if
Okay.
they stole it.
Okay.
Which is
I'm
not
on the
a good
wrong
idea.
character for that. Yeah. Damn. Where's Dahlia?
Okay.
You need her.
And
Um.
apparently we've decided this is 3 colonies of cranium rats, and inhibiting this one creature. So this is a DC 19 that they can cast Dominate Monster 3 times per turn. They're not going to be able to survive that.
No, not at all.
No. All right, so this being the 3 colonies of cranium rats and a purveyor of goods, they would have the option of a spell scroll. It's not what I was thinking, but spell scroll to link them back up with their party should they choose.
Oh, for Barrett and Roe?
Yeah, if you were to try to like get back together with them really quick with your rug of smothering.
Yeah.
I will not do this ever again, but you're about to see me roleplay with myself. At this point, Pearl will like appear from the shadows, walk up.
Mistress Anna, these people really need to be with their friends yet again.
Oh, I wasn't actually expecting that.
Pearl, I'm trying to run a business here.
Be nice to her. We like her.
It is
Yeah.
literally the face of the universe relies upon them not being separated. We are literally watching like 4 lines of royalty, possibly a 5th. I'm not entirely sure. The fates have not deigned to show this.
Mimicking Barrett.
This one's lineage.
He's important.
Fine. I have a scroll. I will teleport them to their friends. I don't really think it's necessary. They have a whole rug. You have your rug with you?
They have your rug with them, I think, unless they're completely retarded. You do have your rug, right?
We do have the rug, yes.
I think as soon as Pearl appears, I think Barrett's gonna fangirl
Ask for his autograph.
like crazy, and just totally
Pearl will walk
begs
beside you,
Pearl.
How do I spell a light?
And therefore, here you go. And
she will like 4 of her tentacles wrap around, and she just gives you the biggest kiss ever. Like she drops, because she's actually probably shorter than you if her tentacles are splayed out because of medium creature. So like she just pulls you into a huge kiss, and then like the last tentacle mimics to the cranium rats. Just give me the teleportation scroll, and she will pay with like a mysterious book that Barrett you do not have, and then hand you the scroll.
Ew.
Yeah, totally swoon, just starstruck.
All right, I'll take the ring to get us home.
Or not home, but to
To everybody else.
I'm waiting, Becca. I don't know what's going on right now. Pearl is handed off to whatever the teleportation is.
Teleport, yeah. So we're about to teleport to Narga and Spider and Sim?
Yeah, and it is a one-use teleport stone. You are ending up in the middle of a forest with them kind of sleeping, except who was in the... It was Spider was in the later shift, right?
I feel at this point, so Narga actually has some radiant spells, so he has actually taken, because he weirdly understands how this works, and we've determined this. He's taken Zooktamoy's spores, did radiant damage to them and fire damage at the same time, rolled them in a cigarette and handed them to Spider, Sim, and himself, and they're all just like laid out on a log with this mushroom, like it doesn't do any damage to them, like mushroom like sport thing in their face. Like, I had a vision, Sim. I feel this is where we're going. I had a vision, Sim. I feel like this is where we're going to meet our friends.
Despite the fact that it's days earlier than you're supposed to meet him in Sherwood.
We have a second link. This has been established in game. It is canon, even though Narga does not know what that word means.
Other than Big Boom. Or wait, no, there's no gunpowder here, right?
Big
There is
boom.
gunpowder, so cannons do exist, but Narga is not
Okay.
really aware of them.
Yeah.
Actually, to Narga, canon it actually means its original meaning of woman that has been walled in church,
Fair.
which is actually the horrible original meaning of canon.
Yeah.
I am not entirely sure if my head is so fuzzy that I heard that wrong.
No, a
Oh, one-
canoness is a nun who was touched, who the church believed was touched by God. So they literally walled her in to the church, leaving one brick exposed so she could communicate her visions. That is what a canoness is. That is where the
Initially,
word
yeah.
canon comes from. No, that is like literally what a canon is.
Oh, okay. So,
I feel like. Sorry, yeah. Okay.
I feel like Shayna already knew that, and that's just like,
I'm sorry. Okay, so when I was a kid, I had a phase where I was kind of obsessed with medieval torture. So that's just one of the things. I used to have a book, and it had lots of little pictures, and that was one of them. Never mind.
horrible. That was not technically torture. It was like,
Oh yeah, they didn't consider it torture, but
Yeah.
you know.
When you said that, and all I thought of was 40K.
oh, I'm a big Sisters Battle player, and yeah, it is a thing for me too. But anyways,
so I am totally envisioning if we can ever get together that Steph and Scott are going to play 40K, and we are going to get to finally paint.
okay.
Yes.
Oh my god, I haven't. Yes. Let's go down that dark path again, please.
Yes. There's a 40K RPG, which is actually kind of amazing in its own thing. But anyway,
Yeah. We were talking about that too. Anyway.
Back
So
to the
puppies.
story.
we have 10 minutes before Critical Role starts.
And also, this has been a really weird session, and I'm so very sorry.
Yeah,
It's
I played
fine.
3 characters.
Two of them at once.
You were really helping
You
me
roleplayed
out
yourself.
because I've been a little bit loopy, like for the
It's
last 3
fine.
days. But I'm really glad we got.
Benadryl.
I am really glad we got to play because I know that everyone's schedule's not lining up lately. But anyhow, so Ro and Barrett, you bamf into this clearing where Narga, Sim, Spider, and this weird horse with odd nubs on its
I would
head.
say all of us, including the horse, is high as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sim, do you ever feel the stars? I feel like I feel the stars sometimes. They go through my body. The light shines into me, and I feel connected to everything, and I want to eat it all.
Sip replies, "Oh yeah, I touch stars every chance I get. There's something about A-list celebrities that just give a little extra zing, even if they're not as talented as I would prefer."
Oh my god, I
That's
am
why
now envisioning
Spider
that-
is like, what the fuck are you two talking about?
Also, I am now envisioning that Sim has found one of the entrances to the restaurant from another world.
I would also like to say, like, the horse at some point in Sim, Narga, and Spider's all brain says, "Nah, I just want hay. I just want hay."
And why does the goat man keep licking me?
Why does everyone keep licking me? I have personal space issues, damn it!
Well, especially because it's a wild horse. I mean, it's not trained yet.
Plus the
tied
weird
up, but it is high too, because we've been smoking a lot of this shit.
Yeah, I have not been imposing disadvantage on Spider. When he's not here, regarding things, it's gonna happen when he's here, damn it!
I'm sorry, Travis would partake, like, the three of us would,
Yeah.
like, I don't feel like Rosho or Barrett are particularly surprised by what they see.
No.
Not at all.
I'm surprised that you don't have more munchies around.
I feel like this is actually the result of survival. We haven't been getting lost. It's just like every at 11 we're like, it's really hot. There's some logs over here.
Let's take a quick break.
I have some shrooms.
Oh my god. I love that. Yeah, you guys just need to take a break to get high and recharge every early afternoon, which then leads to an early dinner and an early night and a late morning. So you've made it like 3 trees a day.
We're like literally like half a mile from the flail snails. You can still smell them.
You feel like you've traveled for fucking days. We must be getting close.
At this point, I'm kind of thinking maybe the flail snail meat might be a bit of a hallucinogenic.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
So Narnia is like just passed out on a log, contemplating stars. That is probably like midday, so they're not even fucking there.
I was just gonna say, yeah, and it's noon.
Yeah.
He's like, but the stars.
All right, so Rosho and Barrett, you bamf into this clearing, and this is what you're experiencing. There's this horse that you've never met. Its hooves are up in the air. It's got tiny nubs on its head. Sim, Narga, and Spider are all leaning against tree trunks or...
Sim is going to literally elbow the other two and say, I told you this was the beginning. We found them.
We have made it to cook. We have made it to Turwood. It is not nearly as lively as Nargo remembers it. But we must have succeeded. Rosho, Narga has succeeded in leader. He has Narga has led them to Sherwood, which Narga does not feel is here. But you are here, so therefore this must be Sherwood.
Can I really quick check and see if I would know how far we are from Sherwood? Because it changes my next statement.
Yeah.
What would that be? Survival or?
That would be survival.
I hope she's lost.
That's my second one. Oh, okay, fine. I don't know. I think that this is Sherwood.
So it's not that you think this is Sherwood, because obviously there's no...
I just have no idea where the
town. Yeah. God damn it.
You think you're just a couple hours out.
I'm so proud of you, Narga. Thank you for leading them here. We're so close. We could get there by tonight, I'm sure. God damn it.
In your head, you probably would have shared this. By the way, this is not Sherwood.
It's not?
You need
Are you sure?
Becca, how many days out are we? 4 days to go. Which direction?
West.
Oh my god! You fucking stoners! Good lord. All right. Well, and you know what? Because they're high and she feels she can get away with saying this, I feel like we're near Sherwood, but there's a voice in my head saying we need to travel 4 days west.
You hear voices too now? This is actually
Do not listen to the voice. The voice is the toaster. The toaster is evil.
Sim's gonna try and pass Rosho his cigarette so that she can take a drag.
Sorry, I just broke Becca because of it just the in joke.
He's willing to share. Because you hear voices, he's willing to share his drugs with
When Becca recovers.
It literally only has like, I would say like half an ounce of this. Like, if you want to quiet, sorry.
If you want to quiet the voices, I have this.
Is there a way I could pretend to smoke this and not actually smoke it? Are they high enough that I can trick them and pretend?
I would definitely say that it was a possibility. It's going to be a deception check on your part with advantage, because all you have to do is breathe it into your mouth and then puff it out, not inhale it against their insight.
Could I argue that I could do that with a medical check, because I would know that I just don't inhale it? Basically, I don't want to have to roll a 0.
Daria is literally not paying attention, so you will succeed.
It's just Sim, really.
Yeah, so sure, I will say you can do that with a medicine check to make sure you don't accidentally inhale it.
Oh my god.
Could that be
You have advantage.
Thank God.
Because they are high.
Yay!
They still get to roll an insight check.
But bless, that's better than a 1. Thank God we weren't doing combat this entire time. Those first 2 ones would have sucked.
It seems oddly that she did take that, but she's not reacting to it as quickly as the others of your party.
Sim wouldn't even care. He's just proud to see that she joined in.
It's a community thing. Yeah, I get it. And I'll pass it to Barrett and start trying to kind of direct something in the direction of west.
The question is, does Barrett think that she smoked and feel peer pressure to smoke it now?
That's actually true. Yeah. Would you?
Let me. Can I?
Insight check. Yeah.
Insight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know that Ro didn't actually inhale that, but Sim seems to be totally bought on the idea that she did. So
I ain't no narc.
I look at her, laugh, and I take the biggest draw possible.
She was not square. She is awesome. She understands all of us here.
She does. She's actually a good leader.
You suck up. Oh my God.
Leader, we should follow her wherever she goes.
All right. Sure. Right.
Including 4 days west.
As much as Daria doesn't care, I realize that I need to roll for Spider.
All right.
Hey, natural 1. Spider also thinks she's cool.
Spider saw her do like smoke rings and shit.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure this is where we're going to stop tonight.
Thank God.
And we are going to start next time.
Monday or Tuesday or whenever we play again.
Whenever we play again.
I'm not going to be around till Tuesday.
We're going to